Have women destroyed chivalry and incentivized Chad-like behaviors? Certainly. The evident decline in society leaves some women questioning why men are choosing to pursue their paths and avoid involvement in the dating scene. Many men genuinely seek relationships, particularly to establish a lasting legacy. However, they often encounter a significant challenge as most women they come across do not seem to be suitable dating candidates. The dilemma arises from the frustration of investing considerable effort into personal growth, such as hard work and fitness, only to discover that many women are not inclined to be supportive partners to make a man's life easier, being the cherry on top many men want. Instead, they seem to be conditioned to be confrontational, loud, and disagreeable, traits that men find unappealing and repulsive. While a woman may be physically attractive for a short-term relationship, committing to someone of that nature on a long-term basis is not a prospect most men want.
Men are supposed to be men, and they're supposed to treat their women. They have a part to play. It's in the Bible. Like, what's going on?
You guys mentioned a bunch of traits that traditional men exhibit. Modern day women are not traditional. Are any of you guys virgins?
No.
Exactly.
Wait.
Hold on, no. Because if we're gonna put the standard on men that you want them to pay bills and be masculine and protect you, whatever, let's go all the way. The reason why men were traditional and chivalrous was because women were virgins. They're polite, they're feminine, they're submissive, and when you got a wife, she was a wife, not a boss babe.
Look, you can go to work, come home, take care of the kids, and clean if you want to. But the thing is, you don't want to. That's what you're saying.
I mean, would anybody want that?
Yeah, bitch, a traditional wife would be more than happy to be at home and take care of the kids. Plus, she'd be very happy pleasing her man instead of obeying a boss at work. In today's video, we're exploring the reasons behind men's disillusionment with the dating scene, their lack of interest in the qualities women offer, and the scarcity of traditional wives. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Mr. Incognito 337. He said, "The problem are simps. Every time men take 5 steps forward, simps take us back 20 steps. Well said. That's certainly one of the causes of women's egos being rocketed to the moon. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me. So don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
You see, relationships should be a fair exchange of value, not a place where a party tries to extract resources from the other. Sadly, this is what most women think these days, and men are growing weary of this toxic mindset. Getting rich, strong, and successful is something men are doing for themselves, since the quality of modern women is extremely low. Achieving multiple things to marry a 304, or ungrateful chick for that matter, is a huge no-no. Most men would be very happy to provide and protect for a woman as long as she was traditional. That would mean no open IG pages, no male friends, no clubs, and the like. Simple requests that most women out there are not willing to fulfill. Men are insecure about wanting all this, or that's what modern women say. But you know what? They are partly right. They don't want their girls out there surrounded by bad dudes, including but not limited to thirsty dudes and single female friends who want her to be, well, single.
If the girl loves you and most guys are invisible to you, why do you care about her going to the club, to party?
Question. When you go to the club, do you pay to go to the club?
Nope. No, because I'm an influencer. But...
Okay. Do you pay for the section? When you go to the club, you sit in a section.
Provide that.
I know, but when you go to the club and you're
a woman.
Oh, so there's a double standard, isn't there?
At the club.
There's a double standard.
Of course, for men, they have to pay for everything to get there.
Okay, so tell me, why do they put women in the club?
So
attract men and
attract more people to come to the club.
Okay. And what do the men do when they go to the club? What's their intentions?
Throw money.
No.
Dance with their homeboys.
Yeah, to dance with their homeboys. Jokes aside, the reality is that men are done with women because they're not traditional. Most men go to the club to get laid. So if a man dates or marries a girl, and then she still wants to hit the club for whatever reason she comes up with, no wonder why the guy gets insecure. Getting married and then divorced because the woman has cheated on a rich man who will supposedly give her the goddamn world is not cool. Sadly, most women just stick to the narrative that enforcing boundaries like this is just a sign of insecurity and incapability of dealing with a boss babe, as if you were supposed to handle women with bad behaviors. I came across an article that explains why men want women to be more traditional. As you might guess, it's not about controlling or oppressing women, but having healthy relationships where the man is the capable leader and the woman is a willing follower. I quote, "It was the feminist dream of the 1960s, a world in which men and women shared the load equally, but it seems the fairer sex has all but abandoned the struggle. According to research published today, most men want a traditional wife, and women are often only too happy to oblige. In turn, it claims that the husband women most desire is a retrosexual, meaning they are more hunter-gatherer than a metrosexual stay-at-home father. More than 1,500 adults were asked about the attributes that they most valued in a spouse or partner. Their answers could have been taken from a manual to Happy Married Life in the 1950s. At the top of the men's list was taking care of the home, followed by cooking, cleaning, and great parenting. Only 16% said they value financial stability in a woman, which means most men put domestic bliss above a wife who calls the shots in the boardroom. The research from the Yorkshire Building Society found many women are making equally conventional choices. Despite all the propaganda and narratives affecting the minds of men and women alike, the reality is that both men and women prefer traditional traits of the opposite gender. If a woman wants a strong man who pays the bills and brings food to the house, the woman must follow his lead and, most importantly, cook delicious, nutritious meals. Well, to each their priorities, but you get what I'm saying. Unlike most modern-day women think, men don't think of sex as the main metric to determine if a woman is marriageable or not. Sex is great, but it's not the end-all be-all. Men want a woman who takes care of the house, cooks, and cleans for them, and is a great parent to their kids. That's why it's still mind-boggling that women like Cardi B and Kim Kardashian are moms. Their daughters will surely be hoes that will continue their mother's hoe legacies. Men want traditional wives not for the sake of restricting their rights and feeling like kings, but because a woman must be a complement to a man's life, not a goddamn battle. When women say they want a man that can handle them, you probably run away, and rightfully so. That's a major red flag, a sign that she's got a lot of bad behaviors that she's not willing to change or correct. Look, just like a man has to be ready and cross the finish line before other men, women should work on themselves to be desirable to men. Asking for this, though, seems like a big thing to ask.
Independent means independent of a man when a woman's talking about it. I want her to be dependent on me. I want her, even before we meet, to be dependent on her father, ideally. I don't want an independent girl boss queen running around here. Like, I make my money, I don't care at all. It's impressive as a man if you have things go on, you're busy. I don't care if she's busy. That means nothing to me. I want a dependent woman.
Which is what society is doing.
See, I've had to assert my masculinity over you masculine ass women on the show several times. I don't want to have to do this when I'm not working. Yeah. It's extremely annoying. I'm telling you guys, because I'm a masculine guy. I deal with masculine women like you guys all the time. You guys give me a headache. You guys are the reason why my hair's been going off and I have to get a haircut.
You all started 14 of us.
So, and here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. The older a woman is and the more masculine she is, the harder it is to get her in line. Why am I going to have to sit here and assert myself to the point of damn near having to slap you to get you in line when I could go get a girl that's 18, 19, 20, 21 that's going to follow what I say, not give me back talk, not give me a headache, less baggage, isn't going to be a pain in the ass, is going to follow what I say. I'm going to go with the younger girl every time. Yep.
Let's keep on reading the article. Nearly 40% said financial stability is one of the most important qualities in their husband, and they rank gardening as more important than the ability to cook or clean. Tanya Jackson, corporate affairs manager at the Building Society, said, "A lot of women used to think they wanted a metrosexual man, but then they realized they were fed up with a man who spent longer in the bathroom than they did. Many women now feel they actually want a hunter-gatherer and they will look after their man in return." Figures from the Office for National Statistics bear out the claims. More than 2.1 million women say they do not work because they are looking after their family or home. Only 193,000 men gave the same answer, a figure which has fallen by 6% over the past year. As you can see, ideologies are just that. Ideologies. Women still want men to be the breadwinners and take care of gardening chores, which would be fine as long as women did their part correctly and willingly. Having to tell your woman what to do, for example, staying at home with you instead of hitting the club with their single female friends, shouldn't be something you have to take care of. Either she knows this beforehand, or you educate her, which is pretty much an impossible task. Men are fine with being traditional as long as the woman at hand is. The reality is that most women who are not virgins and have tons of baggage and bad attitudes, men have to correct for a relationship to prosper. Relationships these days are dysfunctional because men have lost faith in finding good women, and women are already out there shit-testing men instead of being loyal and trying to make things work. Yeah, and these are the same women who want you to communicate like a pro while you have to read between the lines.
Please pay attention. I said, do you want a guy that's going to be monogamous to you?
Yes.
A provider?
Yeah.
A protector?
Yes.
Your emotional rock?
Yes.
You want a traditional man?
Yeah, I do.
Are you a traditional woman?
I am.
No, you're not. You got OnlyFans.
Nope.
I mean, but that's not my only source of income. I have many sources.
That's irrelevant. You're
Like,
still not a
OnlyFans is
traditional
not
woman.
my career.
I came across another article called "The Decline of the Traditional Family Will Eventually Mess Our Society Up," which explains why society is doomed to failure because of dysfunctional relationships and the destruction of values such as modesty, cooperation, and integrity. Let's check it out. I quote, "I grew up in a matriarchal home, so obviously, I grew up knowing that women make the rules and that men were bad people who wanted to dim our light. Many years later, as a single mother and a daughter to divorced parents, I long for a traditional family. As a woman, I am grateful for the numerous feminist movements that took place and are still ongoing. I am grateful that I can make money, I am educated, and my voice can be heard. However, with the development comes great consequences, and the question is, how ready are we? You see, a woman who's got problems is likely caused by society and maybe by a dysfunctional family. When kids are raised by single moms, they're likely to repeat their parents' behavior. In contrast, kids raised in two-parent households have a greater chance of having fulfilling relationships in the long term. Yeah, women can make their own money, so what? What's the point of getting a bag if all you have at the end of the day are kids without strong masculine figures? These are the questions that never cross the minds of strong and independent women who, despite their independence, are not able to provide their kids with a good upbringing. Let's keep on reading. When people hear traditional family, most people jump up to women's defense and argue that women in traditional families suffered abuse, emotional and physical. My greatest fear with the traditional family is the lack of empowerment. It's having a man batter me up because he provides and lacking respect because he thinks that staying at home and taking care of the kids is super easy. Yet it's one of the hardest jobs anyone could do. We as women and men are at fault for tearing down the traditional family and advocating against marriages and having children. How is it our fault, you ask? As much as there are bad apples out there in each gender, here's the thing. Decent men know for a fact that taking care of a household is no easy task. Men indeed value all the comfort a traditional wife brings to the table while he's been out of the house working his ass off to provide for the family. Now, let's switch up the roles. Is it easy to work in the coal mine? Is it easy to work a STEM job that requires men to be pretty much geniuses? Is it easy to do the jobs that no one, including women, wants to do? No, it's not. Oh, and let's not forget that when wars come through, only men are eligible to fight, while women enjoy the comfort of doing oppressive tasks like doing the dishes and cooking. Let's keep on reading. Miles Monroe once said, "Where the purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. How can we all respect one another if for centuries men have always been the ones in command and women deemed weak? The biggest issue is that we don't know what our purpose is. Women think that the sole responsibility of a man is to provide, and men think that's okay as long as they leave the parenting to women. On the other hand, men have been taught to view women as objects that are only meant to cook, clean, and please them when need be, stay quiet, and look pretty. Our modern society is at war because everyone wants to prove that they can do everything alone. Men claim they don't need women anymore since they are readily available everywhere, and women claim that they can make money so they don't need men anymore. Everyone claims to be at peace with their status, but if that were true, why does depression seem to have increased over the years? At the end of the day, all these things happened for a reason. Governments and institutions around the world push feminism to increase tax revenue, destroy the family unit, and brainwash kids and make people depressed. The powerful people who run the world perfectly know that by making everyone sad, it's easier to control them all with medications. Being independent is cool, and most men are okay with it because they embrace loneliness just fine, but most women have the need to nurture kids. If they have no kids at all, 99.9% of the time, they get a pet just so they don't feel lonely.
Whatever. If you want to be alone at 40 on TikTok with your 10, 12 cats, go ahead and do that. For the rest of you women that understand that, you know, maybe that's not ideal because it looks crazy, may I recommend marriage to you? Hi!
Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.